now the stream can start. Sorry about that, those technical problems. Of course, typical nonsense happening on a Friday night. Although it sounds like I'm not the only one doing nonsense on a Friday night, because during me trying to fix that, I saw all the Xbox stuff. So let's talk about that in a sec. But for now, I really want to get off this home menu. So, this is Balloon Kid on... Oh, wait, this isn't the right stream. Hold on. There we go. Whoops. This is Balloon Kid GB, the Japan-only version of Balloon Kid. Balloon Kid being a Game Boy sequel to Balloon Fight, the NES game. So there was Balloon Fight, there was Versus Balloon Fight, which is a different game, and then there was Balloon Kid on the Game Boy. And Balloon Kid never came out in Japan originally because at the time RPGs were the hot thing, and so Nintendo felt like Japan didn't like simple games anymore. They wanted in-depth games, but America loved simple games. And so a handful of titles they decided to just not release in Japan and only release in America. Kid Icarus Myths and Monsters was one of them, and Balloon Kid was the other one. And so Balloon Kid got this American and European release, but not in Japan, until Nintendo Power, and not the magazine, but the cartridges, which is where Nintendo gave you a blank cartridge, and for cheaper you could download a game from a kiosk to this blank cartridge and play it. And to advertise that system, they had a bunch of exclusive games, right? And they had a bunch of exclusive games, and one of those exclusive games was a Game Boy Color version of Balloon Kid, which is what we're playing now. Funnily enough, there's also a Hello Kitty version of this game on the Famicom, and it's the exact same game, except it's on the NES and the Famicom, so it's got different sound chip, it's got different graphics. I know it's got Hello Kitty on it, but otherwise it's exactly the same game. Also, hello Chilius. You just saw the menu plus music was immediately able to discern this made by the same team that made Game Boy Camera. You are correct on that. It is very much the same team. Also, welcome to the stream. Loved the music. Loved Morrison's for 3DS. Absolute banger soundtrack on that. I was actually listening to it this morning. Just on my playlist. Anyway, let's jump into the story. So, this is Alice. She's the main character of Balloon Kid, and I believe that kid's name is Jim. That's her little brother who had too many balloons, and now he's flown off. You can actually play this game in 2-player, and if you do, you get Alan, who's a guy, the guy player too. So we've got a world map here. We've got Arisu no... Oh, Alice's home. Alice's home, and I can't tell. Mara. Is that Mara or Machi? Well, either way, it's basically the plains. Yeah, much more adventurous version of the Balloon Kid theme. I think I prefer this to the original, though the original is pretty iconic in its own way. I don't know why I'm playing this with one Joy-Con, so I don't have a D-pad. That was a bit silly of me. Well, whatever. So, the art design of this game is quite bizarre. Like, the big pencil buildings and skyscrapers and stuff. It's a bit of an odd choice, and a lot of this game feels like it's based off of, myths? No, not myths. Folk tales and stuff. Like, the big bad wolf is here as a boss. Very Red Riding Hood. And for some reason, Alice's design as well is very randomly... I don't know if it's intended to look like Hanako-san, who is the Japanese yokai, the very famous toilet one. But Hanako has a very specific look to her. And Alice has basically that exact same look. And I have no idea if it's intended or not. But there are other Nintendo characters that also share that look. So there's the Ghost Girl, who is very clearly meant to be Hanako from Wrecking Crew 98, I think it is, on the Super Famicom. And then more famously, more recently, there's the girl from WarioWare, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head right now. But she is, the WarioWare girl is very clearly a reference to Alice. She's got a more WarioWare-esque design, but otherwise it's the exact same outfit, and she's been drawn with balloons plenty of times. I do not know why 20 years later on the 3DS, I don't know why, 20 years later on the 3DS, the artist behind the Rhythm Heaven series and the WarioWare series would be like, yeah, let's make it. Oh no, I missed the balloon. No. I don't know why he was like, yeah, let's bring Alice back as a Wario character with thicker eyebrows and a magical toilet that Wario steals. Very, very weird choice. Yeah, Lulu, that's right. Lulu is the character. Oh, whoa, that's not a background element. Yeah, Lulu is the character that Alice is based off of. So one thing that this game does, as you can see, is I just dropped my balloons. Oh, how do I should have... Oh, there we go. You gotta tap down to get your balloons back. So Alice has the ability to just drop her balloons and fall to the ground in order to get through tight spaces. And you have to do that and a lot more later on for some platforming shenanigans. So I've played the original grey version of this game, I think, on 3DS Virtual Console. I never grew up with Balloon Kids, but I knew about it. There we go, so that's the end of the first level, and then... Is there a boss after every level? That's true. That is very much a DS-style move right there to blow into it. Actually, because there is a balloon fight on the DS. There's Tingle's Balloon Fight is a DS version of Balloon Fight that takes stuff from Balloon Fight Versus as well as adds new content and all that. I guess you don't cut your own balloons off in that game, so there's no need to blow them up. But it would also seem like a very Tingle thing to do. A silly mechanic just to throw in on the Tingle game. So, Cebu. Yes, I will retract to say. So one thing that this version of the game also has is a world map. The original American Game Boy version of this game does not have a world map. It just goes from one level to another. I want to say the Hello Kitty version of this game has a world map, but I'm not 100% sure. I have a very light regret. From my first time in Japan, I actually found the Hello Kitty version of this game in a Village Vanguard for super cheap on the Famicom. But I didn't have a Famicom, and I sort of decided, it's probably not worth buying a Hello Kitty game for a system I don't have. For a brand that I'm not, massively familiar with. Hello Kitty was never my jam growing up. Although Sanrio is very cute. I like the pudding dog. But now, looking back on it, I'm like, man, if I had the Hello Kitty Balloon Fight game in my collection, that would feel pretty complete. It'd be pretty unique. Alas. So Alice has only ever been in this game. And she never gets to appear. I don't even think she's been used in Super Smash Brothers Brawl or anything as a spirit. Whenever they reference Balloon Fight in anything, it's always the original Balloon Fight, the NES one. Which is a shame because the Balloon Fighter is pretty I guess iconic retro Nintendo character. A lot of people really like Balloon Fights, but he's not. No. Oh no, poor Alice. He's not really a character, is he? I think he's implied to be in this game. So it's only in the manual and that very briefly in that opening cutscene. But I believe the idea is that, like, the balloon fighter has, like, a hot air balloon and travels around, and it's his balloons that Jim steals. And that's why he flies off into the air, and Alice has to chase after him. It's all Balloon Fighter's fault for leaving his balloons unattended. Now, why is the balloon fighter flying around in a hot air balloon with balloons? He hands out. Don't ask me, man. The guy is a strange fella. As for Alan, who's basically the only other character in this game, I'm not going to bother going for that heart. I think he's like Alice's childhood friend and self-proclaimed rival. Like, that's the sort of thing we're doing here. I've never played this game two-player, but I assume you don't play at the same time, or as cool as that would be. I'd actually be very up for them making a new balloon fight. I would really like Nintendo to do something similar to what Konami did back on the WiiWare, where they made a bunch of, like, modern versions of a bunch of really old games that were like retro game in length, right, in content. Like, they were it's like Castlevania Adventure Rebirth or whatever it's called. So, can we get a cat on the overlay? You're gonna have to... I can put a cat on the overlay, but you're gonna have to let me find a safe spot to... Can you pause this game? Ah, okay, I'm gonna press plus and SR. I don't know why you want a cat on the overlay, but sure, I can do that. Sure, why not? I'm here. I live to please. But I want an appropriate cat. I want to know. Oh, I want a themed cat. I think I found one. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure, why not? I don't know who made this, but it's fitting for this stream. So let's do it. Here you go. Here's your cat on the overlay. There's your cool balloon cat. I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna put him behind me. Yeah. Hope you enjoy that, yellow letters. So, while... Oh, whoops. So, while we're playing this... Oh, no, yikes. See, you don't just die if you lose all your balloons. As long as you've got land below you, you can, refill your balloons up and keep going. Boing, boing, boing. Oh no! Fill up balloons! Quickly. So, anyway, let's talk about that Xbox news, because that just suddenly dropped while I was, while the stream was broken. IGN just randomly dropped now on a Friday evening, an exclusive that Microsoft is basically Xbox is basically falling apart. Phil Spencer is retiring, can't remember her name, I think it's Sarah or something, who's in second place, who's like the second in command, she's leaving. Someone else who's like an AI guy is taking over the top. I only sort of glanced at it because I got someone send it to me. And I'm like, oh, wow, everyone's being hit on stuff today. Nintendo's got the whole Pokemon thing where people are ripping into them about the game costing like $20 and having all the languages separately and all this other nonsense. Sony fired Bluepoint, got rid of Bluepoint for seemingly no reason. Well, we know the reason. They got rid of Bluepoint because Bluepoint's live service God of War game that Sony forced on them wasn't delivering. Oh look, it's the big bad wolf. And now Microsoft has just said, like, hold my beer, and it's just completely shit in the bed. Okay, how do I fight this guy? I do not remember. Well, it's definitely not that. Unless I just gotta ram him. Nope. No! Oh, that was silly of me. Right, okay, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting here. Well, again... Do I have to get behind him? No. Oh, that's it. You got to drop Alice on him. Like that. I was gonna say, there's not many moves you... Oh yeah, if you grab a balloon... Oh no! Poor Alice. Oh, you can see, you see like the wolf in the background. Yeah, so that's how you fight enemies in this game. You just gotta drop Alice on them. Because you don't have any other way of attacking. But let's go back to Microsoft. Because yeah, their AI guy is taking over, and now it sounds like... it sounds like AI is going to be the new way forward at Microsoft. And given some other things I heard about the company and like what their plans are for the next Xbox and stuff, I believe that. It sounds like Microsoft's making its new gimmick. Oh, nice. There we go. Sounds like Microsoft's making its new gimmick AI, which sucks. Let's listen to the music. Yeah, Microsoft had such a strong thing on the Xbox 360, but then they did the Sony thing of like overestimating themselves, right? They thought, oh, we're the hot stuff, nothing can touch us. We're gonna like own this next generation, and so they came up with the Xbox One and tried to be as like anti-consumer as possible, but thought they could get away with it because they were the Xbox, and the Xbox 360 was so big, and people weren't having it, and so Sony managed to reclaim the ground that it had lost from the 360 with its PS3, which Sony did the same thing as Microsoft did. They were like, oh yeah, PlayStation 2 was so big that we can't fail, so we can do whatever we want, and then they failed with the PS3. Unfortunately for Xbox, neither the PS4 or PS5 or Switch flubbed. So they didn't have anything they could reclaim by, and in fact COVID sort of ruined it for Sony and Microsoft themselves. So both of them together. But Sony's at least managed to sort of claim back some territory thanks to the strong PS4 sales. I've thought this whole time these have been spikes that I couldn't touch, and it's grass. God, well, okay. I will never forget the absolute shit show that was Microsoft's E3 in 2013. Yeah, that one was dire. All the E3s around that era were dire. Remember Nintendo's 2012 E3, where all they had to show us was Nintendo Land? Jeez. Their 2013 E3 actually brought it all back with Mario Odyssey. But it was a... no, that was 2017, what am I saying? I don't even remember what their 2013 one was. They had 3D World, I guess. And that was like it. Oh god. Yeah, no, yeah, that one's, yeah, that... I don't remember what anyone's E3 2013 was like, other than Microsoft being really bad. Well, oh well. Thought the song was about to break out into the Dr. Mario theme. I wonder if Dr. Mario's composer also worked on this in the Game Boy camera. Because Dr. Mario obviously was a Game Boy game as well as an NES game. And I've never actually been sure which one came first. Here we go, the classic. Now we got the classic. The balloon fight enemy. Nintendo was obviously a much smaller company back there, so at this point. So I wonder like how many composers they even had in house. I could totally believe that most of the Game Boy Advance Game Boy games at the time were made by all the music for the Game Boy at the time was just done by like 3 people. There's obviously the Super Mario Land team as well, who also are in charge of Wario Land. Had an entirely different group of people from the console Mario games, which is why like Mario Land the OST is so different from all the other Mario OSTs, and just in general why Mario Land is so different from the mainline games. Anyway, I wasn't paying attention. That bird got me. Yes. Yeah, back to Alice. Alice has like 2 designs, because she's got this one, which is the Hanako-san themed one, and then she's got like her American one, where she's got like she looks a bit more like Annie, I think, in the American box art. She's got red hair, like a plaid dress. I think she might even have freckles. Like, it's a very different design. And I'm oh no, get eaten by a whale. That whale just sitting there waiting to be gulped. Waiting to gulp. Yeah, Super Mario Land is Tanaka, yeah. Yeah, the composer of this is Tanaka, yeah. Yep. Of course it was Tanaka. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Of course it was going to be Tanaka doing this. So yeah. Kujira. Which I guess is whale in Japanese. I'm kind of like, it's a shame that modern game development is so long nowadays. Like the Legend of Zelda, like, you know, took like 5 years between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and that's like short in comparison to some of the other big AAA games that get released. I mean, we talked about Blue Point earlier, and that God of War live service game that they were forced to make was like in development for like 5 years. It didn't even come out. We never saw anything of it. Like, game development is so crazy long that it's actually kind of wild to think that back in the 90s, like, after the Famicom was known and Nintendo had like a decade of game development under them, and the Game Boy was this 8-bit system, they were just pumping games out. Like, I don't know how long Balloon Kid took to make, but Nintendo, the team who made Balloon Kid probably made like 3 or 4 other games that year. Wouldn't surprise me. Tanaka probably wrote like 5 OSTs in the year the Balloon Kid was in development. Aha! Which is crazy to me. Like, these are the kind of small games that, like, I wish I had the time to just sit down and try and put together myself. Like, it'd be slow starting, but once you sort of learn how the engine works and you come to grips with a bit more graphic design and all that, I reckon you could pump out, like, a game every couple months of, like, this sort of caliber. Especially with modern tools, because most of the things that obviously I'm no... Oh no, I let one of the balloons go up, darn. So obviously I'm not from... Well, I mean, I was alive in the 90s, but I wasn't, like, game developing in the 90s at Nintendo. So I can't say for sure, but I feel like what was probably the biggest hurdle was just the archaic software required to make games. The way, like, graphics with sprite sheets, the way they worked back then is very different to how... Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna get that. The way sprite sheets are put together is very different from how you can do it now in games, where back then everything had to be within a small 4x4 box, basically, and it was all jarbled and you had to use code to put it together. Like, that kind of stuff slows everything down. And now, modern game engines, even simpler ones like Godot and Game Maker and stuff, all have like high quality of life tools that make that process way better, way easier for people. We're just going for it. These shrimp, get out of my way. So I reckon something like Balloon Kid you could probably create fairly quickly once you've got the basic swimming mechanics down, which is what, like, the whole Balloon Kid series is built off of, the same... Oh, actually, no, I think... Did Balloon Fight come before Super Mario Brothers? Because I know, infamously, it uses the same code for Mario swimming in Super Mario Brothers is used for Balloon Fight's flying. If I remember right, like, Balloon Fight was basically just programmed by Iwata over at HAL. That was like it. Yeah, these are the sort of games I also would like to work on one day. Picture this. Oh, giant shrimp! So I've got... I see where this the boss difficulty comes in. Okay, got him. Yeah, get out of here. Am I too far to the side? Should I move? I'm just looking at where I am on the screen. Yeah, caught the balloons as well, mid-air. Get out of here. I want to try and do some more random streams like this. My setup is a lot better now for streaming. My internet is stronger, and the quality of my screen is up. Like, I used to have a pretty old screen, but now I've got, like, this 4K monitor. It might not be 4K, but it might be Ultra HD monitor. Obviously, don't necessarily need that for something like this, but it does mean playing Switch new games on this screen is much nicer than it was on my old screen. And just my setup in general is more designed around content creation and streaming and stuff. So I'd like to try and do some more NSO streams. I'm a big supporter of Nintendo Classics. Very relevant to be talking about this now with the Pokemon news, where Pokemon is getting, like, Fire and Leaf Green are being released on... Ah, no, this is bad. Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green are being released on the eShop and are going to cost like 20 quid each, or £17 in the UK, but $20 in America. And obviously, for some people, they've been begging for Virtual Console for ages now. Rather pay for their own paper games than have Nintendo Classics. But I personally don't get that mentality, because, like, we have way more games under Nintendo Classics than we ever had on Virtual Console. Like, I think the only reason you think that is because there's games that you just don't want to play and you feel like you're paying for games that you won't be playing and you don't like that. But I think that's the wrong mentality to have with Nintendo Classics, because realistically you're not paying for the service, you're paying for the online functions. This is the funny thing with the Pokemon stuff, because, like, people are like, oh yeah, Pokemon's on here, you don't have to pay for NSO if you want to play the retro Pokemon games. But, like, if you want to use the features like Pokemon Home or online battling or anything like that, you have to pay for NSO anyway. So, like, at best with Fire Red and Leaf Green, you're, get out of here. No! No! I got nommed by a fish. So the best with, like, Pokemon Classics is that, like, I guess if you didn't want to have the expansion pass, because that's a Game Boy Advance game, then, you know, technically you're saving money, I suppose, that way, because you can just have regular NSO. But, like, that only applies, I guess, to anything beyond the Game Boy. And I'm sure the original red, blue, yellow, green, gold and silver will all be coming to NSO eventually. It's like a proper balloon trip, that. All the bloomin' thunderbolts. One thing I would like to do from a game dev POV is that there are all these classic games like Balloon Kid and Urban Champion and Ice Climbers, right? That Nintendo just doesn't do anything with anymore. And I'd be really curious to see how you could take that formula and bring it more into the modern day. Like, if you were to make a new Balloon Kid game, what new features would you add to it to make it a bit more complex, a bit more modern feeling? Is there anything you'd add to it? Is there anything that can be added to it? Like, would power-ups work in something like this? Like, ultimately, the game is very much a bullet hell, right? You don't have any form of attack other than dropping Alice onto someone's head. So the whole excitement from this game comes from... All the excitement from this game comes from dodging all the enemies and everything that comes at you. Oh. Ah! No. Of course there's ice physics now to make this extra more difficult. So does having a power-up like get in the way of the dodging stuff? Because I guess you got the P-balloons, which give you... the P-balloons give you a invulnerability for a little bit. But... yeah, the P-balloons give you invulnerability, but that's a bonus for like just being good at the game. It lets you avoid conflict for a little bit and makes the player feel rewarded. Having regular power-ups would probably take away from that. I felt like I got tricked. No! At least has the common decency to start me back here. What do I do? How do you even do that fast enough? What? Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. What do I do? Look, is there a way to... I don't really have a good... Hold on a sec. I'm going to swap to using 2 so I can actually use the D-pad on this. Because I feel like trying to button mash down while I'm trying to use the stick is not working. Let's have a look at chat. Too fussed about the price tag. Beats trying to buy actual copies of the game. Yep, true. I tried playing this yesterday and after nearly beating the game, finally realised you can blow your balloons up after you pop them. Oh, right. Yeah. So you played the whole game without dropping any balloons. Still not fast enough. What do I do here? Okay, well... Should I... Okay, there's only one other thing I can think of. That's the solution. I just have to jump it, I guess. Okay. This isn't a balloon fight anymore. This is just a platformer game now. Get out of the way, Walrus. I don't have time for you. Oh, no. Okay. Holy... There! What? Whoa-ly moly! How do you even get up there fast enough? It's crazy. Well, I'm free then, I guess. Let's take a moment to get at least one more. No, well. Let's do this one again. Oh, come on. Ah, no. Destroyed by a walrus. This is not going well, chat. Could this be the stage that inspired the Ice Climber Summit level? With the fish that eats you and all the ice everywhere? What do we think will be the next retro? What do we think will be the next retro stage for Super Smash Bros? Because they always like having one, right? Like Balloon Fight itself got a level in Smash 3DS, which came back in Ultimates. Wrecking Crew was the retro level for Smash 4 Wii U. And then obviously there's Ice Climber levels in both Melee and Brawl. So I suppose those count. I guess there's also Kid Icarus level in Brawl, and Kid Icarus was very much retro at that point. Ah, come on! Making a balloon, losing a balloon. But like, what do we think the next retro course will be? Because personally, if I had to pick one, I think Excite Bike would be the funnest retro course. I think like fighting on a racetrack from Excite Bike and having the Excite Bikers come in from the left. Oh, yikes! Oh, lucky. These penguins not meant to be able to fly. Ugh. It's like, oh no, I've lost my chance. Super cautious of the actual, like, sliding too far. Got it. Come on. Left. Bounce. Bang. How would a 3D balloon fight work, I wonder? It'd be like that one WarioWare minigame that did balloon fight in 3D. The Balloon Fight series is pretty interesting, right? With you got like you got two versions of the original game, the NES one and an arcade one developed at the same time. Then you get three versions of Balloon Kid, one for the Game Boy, one for the Game Boy Color, and the Hello Kitty one I mentioned. Then there was Yoshi's Balloon Trip, which became Yoshi Touch and Go, which wasn't really a balloon fight game. It was more so Baby Mario falling. Oh. It was more so like Baby Mario, like. No. Sorry. It was more like, yeah, Baby Mario falling from the sky and you had to guide him. And he's got his balloons to help him float down. So, in a way, it's kind of like Balloon Fight, but also I think it's just borrowing the name Balloon Trip and isn't actually related. But, you know, we can sort of count. And then they did Tingle's Balloon Trip, which is just Balloon Fight, a new Balloon Fight game, but starring Tingle instead. And then they did a 3D Balloon Fight exclusively in WarioWare Smooth Moves, of all titles. And then Nintendo Land got a balloon. Oh no! Nintendo Land got a Balloon Fight game. As part of it, where you use the Wii U gamepad to blow wind everywhere. I think that's the latest Balloon Fight game. I don't think there's ever been one. It would have been neat to get like a 3D Classics Balloon Fight, but there have been so many 3D Classics that would have been really neat, I think. And there's so many they had planned and they didn't do, which is sad. Yeah, get out of here. Snowman with shades. Oh no! Oh, this is awful. The timing is really bad. It's really difficult to do it. So if you beat this whole game without realizing you can blow up your balloons, Crunk, how on earth did you recover after these boss fights? Did you just catch the balloon every time you fell off? Is that it? If so, insanely good play there. Crush. I wonder if someone at Nintendo really thought the idea of putting, like, sunglasses on a snowy creature was a funny idea. Because the snowman there has sunglasses on, but so did, like, the polar bear from Ice Climbers, right? And I could imagine probably the same character designer on this, whoever that is. Do you think he really liked, thought the idea of something cool, but with sunglasses? Is that the joke? Is it because they're cool, because they're made of snow or live in snowy environments, that's why they wear sunglasses? Is that it? Anyway. Doku. Oh, okay. The docks. Doku. Although that wasn't, katakana, so actually it's not docks. I guess it means cave. Unless it's trying to say dark. I'm gonna assume it means cave, given the theme in front of me. Ah! This isn't good. Not good! Man, so mean. And I only have... No! Okay, I don't have any more lives yet. This has gone horrible. Any more lives left? This has gone horribly. Oh, come on. Darn. Well, guess we'll find out at least. Per Alice and Jim. But it's fine, because we saved. So, the only thing I lose is my score, which does suck. But, alas. I guess that's why you replay the game. Get that high score chaser. Ah. Oh, I don't want to get caught behind this guy again. Oh, pain. Yoink. Ah, no. Oh no, why? Can't believe I'm using, like, can defeat giant wolf, can defeat giant shrimp, survive being inside a whale, fight a cool snowman, and lose to one buggy boy in his tiny cave. One buggy boy and the spikes above him. No, I'm so bad at... Oh, there we go. Okay, phew. I want a second balloon, I don't trust this. Oh great, now there are spikes below me and above me. Wonderful. Ah, sigh. So I beat, Virtual Boy Wario Land today. Certainly is a sequel to Wario Land 1, that's for sure. That's a game that took me less than 2 hours to beat, according to its own in-game clock. But felt like a eternity in the Virtual Boy headset itself. Like, it's crazy how I felt like I was playing for hours, and then it'd been like 30 minutes at most. And then I'd have to stop and take a break, so I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. It's pretty clear why, and having played a Virtual Boy, yeah, I get why it failed. I understand it. It's a cool device. Don't get me wrong. Virtual Boy, very cool piece of tech. Nah, come on. Yeah, Virtual Boy is a very cool piece of tech. There are some interesting game ideas on there. Not although, to be fair, I've only played Teller Boxer, which is basically Punch Out, Galactic Pinball, which is pinball. No! Should have made a second balloon. Yeah, Galactic Pinball, which is just a difficult version of pinball. And no! Oh, come on. This stage is actually just kicking my ass. Like, what is happening? Yeah, and that's it. I haven't played Red Alarm, which I hear is like Star Fox, but bad. I've not played Golf, which is just going to be Golf, isn't it? It's just going to be Golf. Not even Nintendo's Golf, it's T&E Soft's Golf. There's that, and I think there's a Japan-only horror game there as well. Might be like a horror / first-person dungeon crawler. I'll give that a try. I think I may as well play every game on the Virtual Boy, right? Because there's like, oh come on, no, oh no, that was all my life. Oh come on. Jim, I'm sorry, this cave is it's too difficult. You're gonna have to just remain lost forever. I think there are only 8 stages as well. It's either 8 or 10, so I'm fairly close to. Could at least just pop my balloons and not actually kill me. That would be nice. No, okay, you know what? I'm not having that. I don't like using this if I don't have to use this. But given how early I am to the start of the game, I may as well. The alternative is just, you know, going back to the menu and trying to get in and restarting that way. So, it's the way I see it is it's fine. Oh, come on. Couldn't even see it coming. No, I'm not doing this again. Stay away. I wonder who the artist is for Balloon Kid. Like, who did design Alice? Surely it wasn't the same guy who designed Lulu, right? Like, the art style's nothing alike, but that doesn't mean the guy can't do other art styles. I don't know when he joined Nintendo. That's the question. Like, because his art style has obviously changed over the years. If you can look at original WarioWare and original Rhythm Heaven and compare it to modern WarioWare and modern Rhythm Heaven, his designs have definitely gotten a lot. His designs have definitely gotten a lot cuter and a lot more chibi-ified and simpler as well since the original. Like, I'd argue that some of his designs in the original WarioWare are actually kind of ugly in a way that suits WarioWare quite well, because it suits Wario quite well. Like, Wario in WarioWare, the original, looks like Wario from Wario Land. And then all the other human characters, all the other characters, feel like they've been designed around Wario's design, if that makes sense. And so they all have this little bit of this ugliness to them. But then around, like, WarioWare Smooth Moves, I'd say. A little bit untouched, you can see it, but definitely Smooth Moves. The Wario series got into this sort of middle ground between where it currently is and what it used to be, where suddenly everything's not as ugly anymore, but Wario still looks unmistakably like Wario. Like, he kind of almost looks a bit more shonen anime, for lack of a better term. Like, he's not cool looking, but he's definitely got a bit more, pizzazz? Not pizzazz, maybe that's not the right word. He looks a bit more heroic, I'd say. A bit more buffer. Like, he's not, like, ugly, I guess we'll put it. Oh, come on. I'm getting sick of this. But now, ever since Gold, really, the new WarioWare art style is super chibi. Everyone's like way cuter looking, even Wario. Oh, please give me a little life. No! Oh, come on. I think I'm at the end of this cave as well because we're coming out of it. Oh, no. Oh, I'm gonna... Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this level. Oh, this sucks. Hope the next level's not like this. Bad as caves in classic Pokemon, this. May as well be Zubats. Yes, give me that life, please. No! Oh! I didn't think I was even close. Oh, this sucks. Ass. At least I know if I can make it to that. Oh no, don't you dare. At least, don't you dare! I know if I can make it past this guy, I get a life. So let me just... Let me get this life. Yay! Oh, I hated that. Oh, that was awful. Get out of here. Yes, I will save, thank you. So what have we got here? Himitsu... Himitsukira? Or Himikira? I don't know what that means. But it's stage 8. Is it the last stage? Oh, we're just in a factory now. Okay. It's K. Rool's factory? Big factory up a mountain? This gives me like final level vibes. There's one thing I know about a game from the 90s, that when you get to the all mechanical level and not the natural level, it's it means you're at the end. Thank you, Sonic. Oh, whoa! What? Why is the ground slippery? We're not in the ice world anymore. Well, I may as well die and just get my 5 lives back. We're gonna platform. There we go. Good work, Alice. No! Why are you so bouncy, Alice? What's going on? Not words I thought I'd use to describe someone. Keep the balloons on you when I get down. Okay, let's get these balloons back while I can. Okay, good. It feels like a checkpoint area. Where are Alice and Jim's parents in all of this? What are they doing? Wonder where they got the name Alice from. Is it an Alice in Wonderland reference? No! Oh, that's awful. What do you mean I've got to, like, fall into that gap while I fall? That's awful. Oh, I see. I don't have to, I have to do that. Phew. I see your game. I don't like this. Oh, come on! What do you mean that? Oh, okay, well, that's fair enough. Holy moly. I'm gonna wait till I can actually see. Yikes! I see what you're trying to do there, game, and I don't like it. Whoa! Oh yeah, give me another life, please. Remember when we used to get, like... Oh, no! Oh. I was gonna say, remember when we used to get, like, invincibility and double balloons and stuff? Those were the days. At least there's another life here. So I've got, like, infinite retries! Infinite retries is assuming I can always grab this life. No, I saw that coming. Wonder if anything new has broken about the Xbox story since the stream started. I'm genuinely curious what Microsoft is going to be doing going forward. They've been saying over and over again that they're definitely going to have another Xbox, they're definitely going to have another Xbox, and I believe them, and I'm now pretty convinced it's going to be, like, powered by Copilot or something, their AI solution. Hell, call it Xbox Copilot. Just do that. I could absolutely see them doing that, actually, as I said that out loud. But, like, that doesn't solve their primary problem, does it? That, like, people are buying just for Game Pass. Oh, come on. People aren't buying the software, they're buying for Game Pass. They don't have the money from all the acquisitions they made to, like, get stuff back. Overwatch did have that announcement where they just decided Overwatch 2 was dumb. It's time for Overwatch 1 again. And they're just gonna it gives off the vibe of, like, let's just pretend that we never did Overwatch 2 and that this is in fact still the original Overwatch that you all know and love. And I mean, it looks like it's working, to be fair. It looks like they've come out with a big content thing and are like, yeah, Overwatch is back, baby. We're no longer Overwatch 2, and there are journalists saying, like, oh, I'm going to drop Fortnite and go play Overwatch again. And I'm like, are you though? Doesn't sound to me like you have, like, it doesn't sound to me that Overwatch made that many sweeping changes, but I'm also, oh, come on. I'm also not an Overwatch player, so couldn't tell you what's exactly new from it. Well, I'm not liking this channel. I'm not liking how with just 2 lives left. So there'll be a boss at the end of this level as well. Possibly even the last boss if there's only 8 levels. Oh, what do you mean there's stuff up there as well? Oh, I'm really not liking this. It's not fun to get to this point. I feel like I've been at it long enough now, like, you know, I've got like 80 something balloons here, that I'm probably close to the end of the stage. It truly is a bullet hell. Oh, I see you there. Well, yes, give me that life. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's do this. Holy moly! I feel like I'm building up to like Mother Brain or something. Okay, there we go. Oh, it wants me to get rid of this. Is it? Okay. A trash can. What does that mean? Oh, it's like a robot. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I don't like this at all. Even. Oh no. Oh, what do you mean that doesn't hurt? There we go. Get out of here. Yes, okay. Okay, one more. One more. Get out of here, get out of here. Let's go. No! Oh. Okay, give me 2 balloons. Come on, we're gonna take this guy. What a shot. Two. I know I said I'm not that guy, but I am that guy. I'm sorry, I'm not doing all this. I'm not doing this whole level again. I can't. Oh, I'm stuck in the corner as well. This sucks. I will cheat and use the power of my... Gee. Oh man, I'm really stuck. There we go. Is that the end? Oh no, it's not. Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe that's the solution. Yeah, sure, okay. Sure, there we go. I found the trick to beating the last boss. Come here. They caught you. Are there 100 balloons per level? Is that what that counter says? Yeah. There we go. We rescued Jim. And I definitely didn't fast rewind then. And away we go. I'm surprised these balloons can even hold the weights of 2 people. Congratulations! You can pay your koi. Sakamoto. Oh, fair enough. Yoshio Sakamoto. Kei Sugino. Tion Odera. I recognize his name. M. Yasuma. H. Suzuki. K. Sakurai. Coordinator. T. Osawa. Yep, H. Tanaka in the music. S. Okada. Tanaka actually has his own Spotify account with his own original music, which I would recommend going and checking out. Obviously, it's called Hit Tanaka there. Some good beats. M. Yamamoto. Sakashita. Kei Karasaki. Nomura. Okay. Takemoto. This way. 2000. Team Shikamaru. Oh, it's Team Shikamaru who made this. Of course, it's got Sakamoto on it. Okay. Watch my watch my video on Famicom Detective Club if you want to know who Team Shikamaru is. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Is this where it ends? Is it now like, you know, turn the game off, it's over, no back to the menu? Well, okay. I'll create a save state. Right, I think it was Rodo. Resetto. So before I stop, well, actually, I'm going to do a couple of things first. First, let's give Balloon Trip a mode and just see how far I can get. May as well give the classic balloon fight mode a go. I wonder how the original Balloon Kid's actually sold. Like, did it sell well in America? Like, Nintendo obviously thought simpler games would appeal to Americans more. Like, did it sell well enough in America that's... Damn, I got a rank 45. Did it sell well enough in America that's why they decided to finally release it in Japan with the Nintendo Power Brand? Like, what went into that decision? A lot... I'm just gonna save myself some time. Gonna save myself some time, but I won't do it again. Like, so a long time ago, for Source Gaming, after I did my history of Chibi Robo, my next history lesson was going to be Balloon Fight, and I have a script for it somewhere. And that's where I talked about Yoshi's Balloon Trip and the Hello Kitty game. I wonder if I should probably revive that, because it probably works in Nintendo Chronicler video now. And I could probably try and see if I can find some other interviews. But I remember at the time, like, there's no, that's about as far as I'm gonna get. Rank 44. There's a lot of information on the original Balloon Fight that Iwata, because Iwata was involved in it, but there's not a whole lot of information on anything after that. Even for Tingle's Balloon Fight, there's really not much info out there. Anyway, that was Balloon Kid GP. Before I go though, there is one thing I'm going to play very briefly here, because I've not played it before. Let's jump into here. We're not even going to play it on the Game Boy. We're going to go to the NES. I'm going to play Pinball on the NES, because I've never played Pinball on the NES before. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Why am I playing Pinball, you might ask? Tomorrow, there will be a live recording of the Nintendorment podcast, which is you can watch live if you're a patron of Nintendorment, our podcast series, and in that episode we're going to be talking about pinball. I'm sure I can say that. I don't think it's a big secret, but you know, if it is, we'll keep it a secret between like the three of us who are currently here. And anyone watching this afterwards, I mean, maybe the live stream will have already happened, in which case it's not a secret anymore. Where do I want to put Battletoads? Where are all the rare games? Oh, they're here. Let's move Star Soldier down. You can see how I've sorted these out. Who owns Star Soldier? Konami. Let's move Adventures of Lolo up to here. And let's move the Konami stuff down to here. Solar Jetman is... yeah, it's rare. Why is Ninja Gaiden 2 up here? Also, yeah, hold on. Ninja Gaiden 2 is on here, huh? For some reason I thought it wasn't, because it's also come into that console archives, isn't it? There you go, you can go down there. Cool. So all the Mario games, all of them, Takamaru thingy, Star Tropics. Pinball is on here, right? Oh! Pinball's not on? Oh, yes it is. I was about to say, what do you... There we go. There we go, pinball. Crises averted. So yeah, I've never played pinball on the NES. I played Metroid Prime Metroid Prime Pinball, and I've been playing Galactic Pinball on the Virtual Console, but I've never played... Okay, so you do A for that, and left for that, okay. So, but I've never played, can you screen shake at all, or... Oh, no, that does that. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. Boing. Go away, MSO thing. No music, but that's fine. Let's play a bit of this, and, boing, boing, boing. Then I've covered Nintendo's original pinball game on here. I have also played, I've played the actual, literal Mario Pinball machine. I've actually beaten the Mario Pinball machine, which I don't know how many people have actually say they've done. But I haven't actually played Super Mario Ball, which is the Mario Pinball video game on the Game Boy Advance. I do own it, though, so I might... Maybe tonight when I'm in bed, I'll fire it up for the first time so I can say I've played it before the thing tomorrow. Come on, get those cards. Get Solitaire. Do I have to, like, line up the chicks, or... Am I getting that? Yeah, exit, huh? That's my one save. Come on, go to the... There's no, like, table shake. No! Oh, I've got to do it again. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Because I know, Mario and Pauline are in this game, because this is in the era where Mario and Pauline are like Mr. and Mrs. Video Game, and so they're in everything. That would be a fun video idea I've had on the mind, like a video about Pauline and how Pauline is like the lady version of Mario, basically. Like, it's weird to think of now, but before Super Mario Brothers, to me, it seems pretty clear. Well, okay, it's not pretty clear. You have to know about the history of Mario, and Miyamoto's approach to the characters and stuff like that. So, like, a very brief history lesson for everyone listening. Mario is obviously considered by... When Mario was made, I keep saying obviously, as if it's super obvious to everyone. I've got to stop doing that. No. So, Mario, when he was made, he was called Jumpman, and Pauline was called Lady in Donkey Kong. And when Mario was designed to be an everyman, that's why he's got, like, you know, The dungarees are all part of his character design, so it was clear for the player so that they could see when he was jumping, his arms and stuff like that. But they gave him a mustache and a generic, mid-aged man look because they wanted Mario to be the everyman. The sort of guy who would fit into basically any scenario. He could be playing golf one minute, he could be a carpenter one minute, he could be a plumber, he could be a part of the wrecking crew. Like, Mario can just do everything because he's a generic guy. He's a dude. That's why his name is just the Jump Man. Pauline, on the other hand, let's try Game B. Pauline, on the other hand, is the lady version of that. She is just lady because she is the every lady. She is Mario's missus. She also didn't get her name until much later on. Just like Mario. They could use her in basically any female role, and they do it a couple of times. Similar to how Mario gets used in golf, Pauline gets used in ladies' golf. And gets reused again in Japan Course Golf, which is the first Mario Golf game, is Golf Japan Course. First official Mario Golf game. It's the first one that's officially starring Mario. And Lady is the only other playable character in that game who you could only unlock by doing like a special tournament in Japan and get a special version of the game. Very, very funny stuff. But I believe the idea, with Mario being designed to be the everyman, Lady was designed to be, or Pauline was designed to be the every woman, to fit all of the roles that a woman would fit, I guess, in life. Which, unfortunately, because of the way the world is or was. Well, still is in some places, but definitely was back in the 80s. Most of this stuff was done by men, wasn't it? Most jobs out there were done by men. Women had very specific jobs. And all of the jobs that Nintendo decided to make video games about, whether it be wrecking crew or bombs away, fighting in the Vietnam War or whatever, like, they got Mario to do it. So Pauline only ever really got to show up in games. She got ladies golf, and then basically, she got to appear with Mario in games like Pinball and games like Family Basic, which also have Mario and Pauline as the two programmers together. So, Pauline, yeah, that's basically the gist of it, explained off of memory. I could probably find more examples, but back in this era of Nintendo, if they ever needed a woman, it was always going to be Pauline. If they ever needed a man, it was always going to be Mario. But when they moved to Super Mario Brothers, and they decided that they were going to bring Mario back because he was the jumping guy, and they were going to bring Luigi back because they'd already introduced Luigi as the player too. When they did all that, it was they wanted an actual fantasy setting and an actual story and an actual antagonist and actual named characters to go along with Mario. And Mario had a name by this point. He wasn't just the Jumpman. So they came up with Peach instead. Peach fit the fantasy setting. She was an actual character, whereas Pauline was just a generic damsel. And obviously Super Mario Bros. Was so popular that Pauline just fell out. There she is. I didn't need a play to find Pauline. I just watched the little video here. There's Mario and Pauline together. All this stuff in Pinball that I never got to experience because I didn't get to hit any of it into the right slot. Wonderful. Well, I think I played enough Pinball. Sorry, I was playing Helldivers with another streamer. What happened with Xbox? Phil Spencer's retiring. The other woman whose name I can't remember off the top of my head now is also leaving. The guy who's in charge of AI at Microsoft is taking over the Xbox brand. All in all, it sounds like my Xbox is going to become very AI-led in the future. And it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft Copilot was like a heavy part of the next Xbox system in certain ways. I don't know what ways. we'll see how much AI actually gets used in games. That's going to be the deal breaker, I think, for a lot of people. Not that Xbox has a lot of people playing it at the moment, but alas, yeah, dead. They're basically dead. Yeah, like Microsoft have basically kicked Phil out and are now trying to claim the brand for themselves to try and make back all the money that Phil lost doing all them acquisitions and stuff. Say what you will about Phil, and if he was actually like true on his love of gaming and stuff like that, I'm not gonna theorize or conspiracy theory or whatever, but he definitely made quite a few bad decisions, and I'm sure they want all him. This is never a one-man show. It's always a team of people. But making all them acquisitions and then letting those companies run completely unchecked and having them miss all their deadlines and waste so much money. Like, there were real easy ways to avoid some of this stuff, and I think it's just you buy all these teams out, you should have more control over what they do. But yeah. You should, yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling now. We beat Balloon Kid, played a bit of pinball as a bonus. They don't have Mario Pinball or Pokemon Pinball on NSO yet, unfortunately, so I can't play them. I can play Mario Pinball off stream though, because I have it on actual cart. I don't have Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire though. That's the only one I think I can't play, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you everyone for chilling and hanging out with me as I play through Balloon Kid. What random NES game NES game or Game Boy game, what random retro Nintendo game will they give us next? What else could come to the service at this point? I honestly don't know. What isn't on here? Actually, we've got Mario, Yoshi, Wario, Zelda, Metroid, Kid Icarus, Murasame, Kirby, Punch-Out, Star Tropics. We still don't have Star Tropics 2, which is rather surprising. Yeah, we don't have any of the Zappa games, but I reckon those are definitely on their way. They'll probably drop Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley. They'll probably drop Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, Wild Gunman, and Super Scope 6 all at the same time, so that they also get a Super Scope game out there. And then later down the line, we'll get an update that has like Battle Clash, Tin Star, and Gumshoe. And To the Earth will probably get also dropped on here. That's the American only Zappa game. Well, Gumshoe was also an American only Zappa game because Zappa did better in America. Yeah, so, but outside of them ones, Famicom Grand Prix, you're right, Famicom Grand Prix isn't on here. Is F1 on the Famicom one? Maybe I'll check. Cause these are all the sports, right? They got pro wrestling, baseball, tennis, golf, NES Open Tournament golf, ice hockey, volleyball, soccer. And they've got all of the generic sports. But does the Japan one have the 2 Japan exclusive golf games? We got the 2 Excite Bike games. We got Balloon Fight, Ice Climbers, Clu Clu Land. We don't have the second Clu Clu Land game yet. Clu Clu Land's disc system version. Earthbound Beginnings, Devil World. I don't know why we have the Japanese box art for Devil World. Devil World did release in Europe. So it's Demon World. So they could have put that on here. I don't know why they went for the Japanese one. What other NES games are there? I mean, there's like a bunch of Japan-only ones, I suppose. But I feel like there's more here. I feel like there should be more on the NES. Let's check the Famicom. Let's jump over to the Famicom one. And see what's on there. Because Famicom obviously has access to all the Famicom Disk System games as well, which we obviously aren't going to get. US, yeah, I mean US didn't get Devil World, but Europe got Devil World. So there is an English box art that they could have used instead of the Japanese one. This is alright. This is going to be Ninja Gaiden and probably Ninja Gaiden and Battletoads. I've never seen the Japanese box art for Battletoads, funnily. These are not nearly as organised as my other ones are. Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden's got a funny box. I like the sideways boxes. Double Dragon. Where's Ninja Gaiden 1 down here? I'll just put you there next to Tecmo. Oh, it's there. Ninja Gaiden's there. Okay. So what have we got on the Japanese side? We've got the Marios, all main Mario games up top. Mario Bros, Wrecking Crew, Dr. Mario, NES Open Tournament Golf, Yoshi, Donkey Kong Jr. 3, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Warriors Woods, the 2 Zeldas, Murasame, yep, Devil World, Joy Mech Fight, Urban Champion, Punch Out, yeah, Shin Onigashima, and they put both of them here together. I don't know why they did it, but it's given how they've treated the Pokemon games and put all of the different language versions of the Pokemon games as separate downloads. The fact they put both versions of Shin Onigashima together in one is actually a little surprising, but good, because that's how it should be. If you want to know what this game is like, you should watch my stream of it. I played both games, one stream for each one. I think it took me like 8 hours in total. They're good games. I played them in English as well. Like one of the very few people to have done it in English and recorded my time with it. So you should check that out if you're ever curious about that series. Yu Yuki, which is the sequel, which has Goku about the main character, is all about Chinese mythology. That's not on the service yet. And neither is Time Twist, but I would be shocked if Time Twist ever got added to the service. They did cover it on their Famicom anniversary thing, so there's always a chance, but I would be shocked if they did. Converted my Switch OLED into a retro machine. Basically, I kept all the arcade archives, NSO, and retro collections on it and kept my Switch 2 as a fresh start. Nice. So we've got Mother, Kirby. Adventure of Lolo is obviously not Nintendo, it's HAL, but I put it there anyway. We don't have any of the other Lolo games. None of the other Eggerland titles. So that's something we could get. I kind of wish HAL would do a new Adventure of Lolo game. Japan had so many of them, and we only got like 2, I think, in the West. And our second Adventure of Lolo is a very different game from the ones Japan got. Doing some sort of like Adventure of Lolo master game that's like a combination of all of them, like a best of. I think that'd be quite good. I think that'd be a good package. So Mystery of the Emblem is here, but they don't have Gaiden. Advanced Famicom Wars is here. The first one. I think there's a Famicom Wars 2. Unless I'm just thinking of the Game Boy ones. Both versions of Excite Bike, Mac Riders here, Pinball, Ice Climbers, Clue Land, Balloon Fight, the classic, Tetris. We got, all of the sports. Was volleyball in the English one? Was there was there an English release of volleyball? Did I just like overlook that? It's because the American sports box arts are all crap in comparison. Because they got all these other sports. See, this isn't Mario, just FYI. This is Osan. Ice hockey, pro wrestling, and then Japan has all the Mahjong and Othello. But it only has one version of these games. It's not Othello, is it? It's like Goku Rengoku or something like that. And that's Narabe. Yeah, something like Go Yokugo Narabe or something like that. I can't read the kanji on there. That's Mahjong. I know that much. This is Nintendo and Konami's Famicom Disk System table tennis game. We don't have that dating sim Nintendo made. And I will probably never get it because it used a real, now dead, idol on the front, and I think it would be in bad taste to do it. Yeah, so we're missing the two other Shin Onigashima titles, Yu Yuki and Time Twist. We're missing, the F1 Grand Prix. I think that's probably the outside of Duck Hunts, and all the other shooty games. You're right. I think Famicom Grand Prix series with F1 Race, Famicom Grand Prix 3D Hot Rally is probably the biggest NES stuff missing from the service from Nintendo at this point. I can't think of anything else that Nintendo did. And then, I mean, we do only have regular golf and NES Open Tournament golf. We don't have Japan course golf, and we don't have US course golf either, which are obviously both Japan exclusive. If they do, well, I think they will add them. When they add them, I should say, I hope that they do give us the blue cartridge versions of NES Golf. I hope they do what they've done here with Shin Onigashima, where it's like one thing, but it has both versions on it, so that you can choose to play as either Mario or Pauline. Because that would be super neat. They might not, because they're meant to be prize cartridges, and that might devalue them, but I don't care about some random guy who won a golf tournament in the 80s. Come on now. Let everyone else play as Pauline. A Fire Emblem Gaiden, I suppose, is a big one for the Japan side, but Fire Emblem Gaiden won't get added to the West side, whereas I think F1 Race and the Famicom Grand Prix titles probably would, because they're just racing games. They could probably easily come over untranslated. Cool. Anyway, that's enough rambling around. I've been talking for a while now. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on the stream. We had a bit of a rocky start with the stream glitching out because of my computer. But we made it in the end, and we beat Balloon Kid. So I'm going to go add that to my backlog along with Wario Land. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see you later. I just realised I recorded all of that searching around because I forgot to stop recording when I stopped playing pinball. Whoops.